Three, two, one, and we are live with the second episode of. I think we have come up with a name, everybody. The name of this podcast is going to be the Sebcast. Thank you to Tim, who is the one who suggested the idea of the Sebcast. So that's going to be the working name for this show. And today we have on here our second guest. This is Tim. He is one of my cousins, and he's been a streamer on Twitch for a couple years now, I think. Right, Tim? And I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself, and you can tell them what you're all about.
Hello, my name's Tim. Go by Tim_T on Twitch. I like streaming. I like Fortnite. I like gaming. It's been streaming for like 4 years.
Oh, it's 4 years.
I think I started, 4 years, but those first initial 3 years were just for funds. I think at the beginning of like quarantine and stuff is when I really started to get into streaming every day.
Yeah, for 4 years, it's probably been longer than, or about just as long as I've been making videos though, on and off. Then that's I think that's really crazy. If you think about it, you spend almost your whole university career streaming. Actually, it has been. It started before that even. But what initially got you into streaming anyway?
Like you and my other friends, I would game on League, and I was like, people wanted to watch. Maybe we didn't have enough like people to play in the party, or like have enough room, so they would just sit back and watch. So most of us would just start streaming, so people would just watch on Twitch, because I think 4 years ago there wasn't like Discord streaming to play. And like Skype, I don't think they would share screen Skype, so Twitch was like the only option back then. Yeah.
So, it was the only option for us to be able to share with our friends, what we're playing, if, say there wasn't enough room to join. Yeah. So then it got pretty easy for you to, start streaming consistently, because then, even before quarantine, I remember, you'd be streaming pretty regularly almost every day. You know what I mean? And when you're streaming that often, what are some of the things you've learned, within the 4 years that you've been streaming that has made you, say, a better streamer?
Just like caring what people say. I think when you stream that long, you get enough trolls that they don't really phase you, and you don't let them. Because I see a lot of like young streamers, they'll have like, or maybe like girl streamers, they'll have people come in chat and they'll say something like you're ugly or something about their future, and they'll get like super distracted. They'll get like unmotivated to stream. They'll turn off stream immediately, dude, and it'll just like rile them up. But once you've been streaming like 4 years, it's like you get over like the racial stuff, that doesn't really phase you. You don't let them phase you. You don't give like these trolls the reactions. So just keep on streaming.
Yeah, it's and actually I want to kind of dive into the chat aspect of live streaming, because it's definitely different than a lot of the other social platforms or other media platforms out there. If you look at like Facebook or YouTube or everything else, all the comments or the engagement you get with the community is always after the fact, right? It's always after you post or after you share something, or TikTok or whatever the case is. All those comments don't come until after. But with Twitch, they're happening real time live. So I would think that as a streamer, you would have to be really good at either, maybe masking is not the right word here, but being able to interact and react to those comments live. You know what I mean? Like you said, you do have to build up like thick skin in order to be unfazed when you do get those live comments coming in. But oftentimes when other creators on other platforms, if they see trolling comments or hate comments, they have time to kind of digest and get over it. Whereas when you're doing it live, you have to react right then and there, and you can't let it phase you now.
There's like I think with like videos, if you see something like a comment, you can like react later or plan out how you're going to react later in your next video. And then like with Twitch streaming, the instant reaction is like you have to put on a character or somewhat of like knowing what to do if something does happen in chat. You know.
Yeah. And I've noticed that too. It does seem to be much more taxing to be a streamer because you have to kind of put on a character every day that you come on. Do
Yeah.
you feel that way?
Yeah, I think a lot of people say like just be yourself, but there's still like a sense where you still have to put a little more, like a different like little bit different persona when you're on stream. You got to be like following the guidelines of TOS and stuff, or some people like to lighten it up because that's where like their audience or who watches them the most is.
Yeah. Can you kind of
Yeah.
also go into what the following the guidelines of TOS for people who don't know what the TOS is?
I'm
Just
sure.
some
I think
examples, yeah, of guidelines that you would follow in the terms of service.
I think there's like a I think an option for your channel to give like a warning that says if you're 18 plus you can watch this and something like that.
Hmm.
So I think you're more lenient on that, but I think if you don't have that and you start like swearing and you say a bunch of other stuff that you don't have the warning, I think people can report you for it. I don't know if that report. I'm not really sure how TOS goes for it, but there's a lot of things you can't do anymore. I think before I used to, like 4 years ago, I would just stream my shirt off. I didn't have that many viewers or like any viewers at all. And it was just my friends. But now, after a while, people are telling me like you can't stream with your shirt off, even if you're a guy. If you show your nips, then it's like easily reportable. And they're like over the years, Twitch has been like more like amping up the TOS and getting more specific towards certain stuff. So I don't even know.
Yeah.
You could get a report for anything nowadays, like DMCA or whatever thing.
Yeah. I don't think it's the reports from viewers that are happening, but the rules and the guidelines that are being updated nowadays are happening because Twitch has now almost gone to like I would say mainstream. Like it's like just
Yeah.
right at the edge of right at the cusp of becoming big like YouTube or big like TV. You know what I mean? And because of that, they have to implement a lot of guidelines or things that are okay, things that aren't okay, because when you have this many people watching and this much money flowing in, they really have to regulate what is allowed to be shown on stream. Because if they don't, there will be a lot of like I guess repercussions, legally and socially and whatever the case is. And if you take example and look at the lawsuit, there was do you know about the lawsuit about the guy who is suing Twitch for having Twitch show him all these girl streamers, like the top ones, like Pokimane and Amaranth, right? Because and obviously he has no case and the court just throws it out and he's like in the appeals process now. But that being said, it's like Twitch is now more people are putting up more lawsuits against Twitch because of anything that like you said, people
It used to be like a gaming channel, right? Or like a gaming site, and now it's gotten so big. It's not just solely gaming. There's like just chatting, like ASMR, artwork, like music, DJing. So it's just not just gaming anymore. It's like, and once it gets into just chatting, it's so broad that there's so many like I don't know, loopholes that can be broken through it.
Yeah, and it's just quite interesting to kind of watch it all unfold, and how Twitch handles, I think, going forward, how they kind of implement what's okay, what's not okay. Well, it's going to be interesting to watch, because if you look at how YouTube has done things, I'm sure YouTube is doing the best they can for everything, but there's like hours and hours of content uploaded every second, and they can't keep track of everything with a bot. But they also can't have people like humans reviewing the content, because there's just way too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the solution that Twitch is going to have to implement in order to make sure that people don't get banned all of a sudden, or people that don't, or that so that people don't get sued even, is going to be, I don't know. I don't know how they would tackle such a big problem like that, but I'm sure they'll figure out something. But yeah, going beyond that, you did mention that quarantine was kind of what sparked you to stream consistently and stream like I guess more seriously. Was that the only reason why, or was it like was it like maybe like an up in viewership and then you felt like, okay, maybe I should take this seriously?
I think during that time I was going through a rough time, through a breakup, and then I really had nothing to do because I decided to take a break through like a semester break in this education. So I didn't really like look for a job during that time, so I really had nothing to do. And then I think once I started streaming, just looking for anything to give me a little, I don't know, to make me a little happy because I was going through a breakup, and some kid, I was just doing just chatting, and some kid came up. He was just like, really just being there and chat. He wasn't like trolling. He was just honestly being like real curious, and being really like, I don't know, just enjoying being there. And he was like, "When's the next time you're gonna stream?" And I was like, "Oh, this guy's asking me the next time I'm gonna stream." I haven't gotten like a question like that in a while. I was like, "Oh shit." And he asked, and so I was like, maybe then, like probably tomorrow during this time. And then he came back, and so I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should start streaming every day because I have like someone looking forward to my streams,
or like on a consistent schedule, right? So they know what to expect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, it's for those kinds of moments, they seldom happen, but when they do, you kind of get put into think about it in another perspective. People do want to come on and see, or come on and watch. And it does kind of fuel you to keep streaming. But
yeah, it was like during that time I was like, I would just be in bed all day and I'll just stream whenever. But like when I told the kid, I was like, yo, I'm gonna probably stream tomorrow at around 6. I'm like, when I woke up, I'm like, oh shit, I kind of gotta get up and start streaming up because I'm like, I think this kid's expecting me, and he was there. So yeah.
Yes, it's really nice because accountability is, I would say, one of the like biggest things you need in order to keep going and becoming a content creator, right? If you have people who are expecting you to show up, you will show up, right? But if you're only counting on yourself to do it, I think we're always going to give up on ourselves before we give up on somebody else.
Yeah, it's nice to see people like just like sought after your content or whatever. Just knowing people like want to watch what you do is nice.
Yeah, do you ever feel embarrassed about any of the streams? Because I'm sure wacky stuff goes on. You stream really late as well, and as far as like my personal channel as well, like I feel really cringy about all the stuff I make. Do you feel the same way about your content?
In a sense, like talking about like the 4 year of experience, like over time you just if you like kind of stream every day, you just kind of get used to yourself, right? So it doesn't seem like cringy or embarrassed. But like recently, like we did the charity stream last Saturday, and the charity called, and they're like, yo, can we watch your like past broadcast? Like in my head I'm like, oh, snap, like these people are gonna watch my broadcast. Like I don't expect like outside people to watch it, because if they do, I'm like kind of embarrassed because like I didn't expect people to watch that.
It's I am the same way. I don't expect anybody to watch my content. Nobody owes me a view. But it's when people, they do watch and they say wow, or they say nice, it's just like, oh no, like I only meant to put this out for my friends, and sharing it with other people who are that weren't intended, that you weren't intending to share it with, is just like, it's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's also like, it feels like you're letting too much of your real self out there.
Yeah, it's just like that side is just like different side to like what side I show on Twitch. Twitch is like a bunch of gamers who come in, and it's also like random people. So I don't really care about how they think of me if like a random person shows up in my chat. But if I have like a charity, like an actual, I don't know, like company looking at my stuff, and they're in my head, I'm thinking they're expecting something, I feel embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with the internet, whatever is out there forever.
Yeah.
So I think it does require some composure, but however, I think what people are drawn to when they come to your channel is the authenticity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think the people who are the most successful on platforms like this or going on to any other platform is authenticity. Like, people can relate and they can see when people are being real and when people are being fake. And I think that honestly is like what pushes the needle in terms of your viewership. So it's hard to balance, I think, too. Like, what do you think? Is it hard to balance like authenticity, on your stream, but also not like showing too much?
I think authenticity helps you like go for longer, like able to create longer. Because once you not authentic enough and you have to like fake it out or make something else, you get tired of doing that. You get tired out of being like something you're not or whatever. So yeah,
that's very true. You definitely will run out of steam if you just keep faking or pretending to be something that you're not, versus just relying on who you are. Yeah. So, but in terms of, I guess, streaming, do you plan to continue after, like, say this whole pandemic ends? I mean, are you still going to continue streaming? It's probably I guess a rhetorical question, because I'm sure you will be. But what are your plans, I guess, for streaming from now until, say, 2022?
I mean, I think, and hopefully I'll keep streaming. I like to stream, and one of the reasons that keeps me streaming is like I have, I've met a lot of people and I've made a lot of new friends through streaming. So keeping up streaming, and just like sometimes it's just like a social thing. Like sometimes like I'll have like old friends or new friends come by and say what's up, and it's nice when like we're able to get some like social conversation going on and just catching up with people.
Yeah,
it's nice.
So it's for you, streaming is more than just you just playing games live. It's also the social component. You get to hang out with friends while you're on stream.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So then you also mentioned, you are taking it seriously, since at the beginning of 2020, starting until now. How are you taking it more seriously besides just your schedule, in terms of streaming schedule?
Oh, well, I know like before I started taking it seriously, I was like a bit of an asshole during it. So like when new people came, I would be like, yo, who the hell are you? Where'd you come from? Screw you. I don't care. I just wasn't really like friendly towards newcomers, and some people liked it, but most people don't. And so when new people come in, I'm more friendlier. So if people like hi or what's up in my chat and they're new, I'll be like, yo, what's up, bro? How's the day going? Like I ask people how their day's going, if they come in my chat, and it does keep people coming more back, if you're friendlier.
Yeah,
it's obvious, but if you're friendlier, people like to stay.
Right.
If you're not an ass.
So
that's what I mean when I've been, I got a little bit more serious and, kind of put on a persona, more friendlier dude, catching up on other people's chats and stuff like that.
Right. So, okay. Catching up on other people's chats. So do you interact with any other streamers at all that stream, at the same level as you? Not maybe as viewership goes, but like every day, like consistent streamers who do this often. Like, do you have any other people you talk to, or or I guess I wouldn't say collab, but like, because it's kind of, I guess it's hard to collab on a stream unless you're gaming together, but
Hmm.
other streamers essentially.
Yeah. Also, like what I realized, like over during this time, like for you to, if you wanted to like make it big, you got to like reach out into others people's chat. Like um, because like once you get like known in someone's Discord or chat, people are gonna check out your Twitch channel when you stream, and they might like what you stream. you know so like if you go to like Twitch channels that you enjoy, you might find people who watch that Twitch channel that might come over to your Twitch channel and enjoy your stuff. They might
Mm-hmm.
have the same type of humor. They might like the same type of game. So maybe when that streamer's got like done streaming, they'll come in and say hi, follow you. Make you can make new friends through that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but just besides from yourself, you don't. There's not many other streamers that you hang out with, or I guess you talk to.
Um, I do talk from time to time. Like I don't know. Sometimes streamers come to my thing and we hang out. And there's been like, so I think what I've noticed in this Twitch streaming community, a lot of people like to make like their own Twitch, like a streamer community. And so basically, if you have like a group of streamers, they'll all have like fans, right? But if you go all huddle them up, it's like you have like 100 people watching, right? If this streamer has 20 viewers and your friend has 20 viewers and the other person has 20 viewers, and if you keep like
Mm-hmm.
on a schedule where you stream on this hour, and then the viewer doesn't have anything watched during after your stream, but they can watch like maybe your friend who streams, right? And then that person will gain your like 20 viewers, and you just like keep rating, hosting, and you keep creating a small community. So what I'm saying is like I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No, no, no. I follow where you're going. It's where you
Yeah.
kind of build like a network of streamers that, but I think the key thing is like you said, you guys have similar interests. You have maybe
Hmm.
similar personalities or similar
Yeah.
games that you're all into, right? Because otherwise,
Yeah.
what value are you going to bring the streamer? Because the streamer can watch anything or anybody they want, right? But
I mean
why
viewer.
should they choose to watch someone that's in your network? Is probably because you guys are you know you guys have good chemistry as streamer to streamer, and you guys are
Yeah.
similar in personalities, and if they can't watch you, then maybe they can watch someone who can kind of uh, maybe not that can also be relatable in that same sense to them, so they're all getting the relatively the same content.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is just nice to have a community factor too built into it.
Hmm.
That way you're not only expanding, the amount of viewers you each are getting, but the viewers themselves are also becoming a part of a bigger whole. Um,
Yeah.
and they might meet other people or other viewers that they might be cool with. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean that is pretty interesting. I think that's probably really interesting strategy for I guess younger or not younger but like earlier or smaller streamers to work together, because a lot of the big streamers, I'm not sure how big the viewership goes, but I have seen sometimes people will have like 50,000 plus concurrent viewers at one time. That's like
Yeah.
the sense. So when you have those guys on one end of the spectrum, and then you have people who have like two average concurrent viewers, and one of them probably being themselves. You know what I mean? There's a big gap in terms of where people are. Do you know what the statistic is for like what is like the top 10% or the top 1% of streamers? Like how many viewers do they have on average? Is it like 20? Like if you have
I
20.
mean, it varies depending on like what they stream, what time it is, dude. It's like if there's like a new game, then a lot of people are like watching that person stream that game. So I
Mhm.
mean, it varies. It's more
Yeah.
like what's the average viewer for each streamer? It varies from time to time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a statistic.
Oh well, I thought I did hear that if you have like an average of 20 viewers per stream, like a
Hmm.
concurrent average, like you are probably part of like the top 10% of streamers. or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah, that probably sounds about right, because it's pretty hard to get 20 like average viewers, 20 people watching you average through like the like
All the
3 to
hours.
like 5 hours you're streaming, it's pretty hard to keep up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess one of the next question I do have is, what's next? What's next for Timothy? You know, what do you plan?
um
And we did kind of mention it, like when I asked you about what your plans are for streaming in the future, but like, what do you plan to do? You plan to like take streaming even further and maybe hopefully make it a job one day?
to be honest, I haven't thought about that far yet, but you have been inspiring me to like make like branch out of Twitch and make other content like YouTube and TikTok. So I've been trying to make some TikToks and YouTube videos, and I've been discovering that's kind of like fun creating like a whole like project and content, and then like posting it up there.
Yeah. No, and yes, I do think that, with content creators, if you want to be a content creator in this day and age, you have to be multi-platform. Not only for your fans, but also, or for your people who are following you, so they have other places they can find you. Is that, what if you woke up one day, your Twitch account is banned, and you wake up and then your Twitch account is banned, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, if you didn't have any of the people who are following your stream follow you on YouTube or follow you on like Twitter or TikTok, all your viewership is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Which is
true.
why I think it's important to diversify where your audiences are. But beyond that, you also have to be talented, or at least be able to put in the work enough to learn how to distribute your content on different platforms as well. Right? Like, if you just only know how to stream and you don't even make clips, right? Or if say you do make clips, right? You're still kind of a one-trick pony. I'm not saying you in specifically, but I'm just saying that people who only stream and nothing else but want to be serious with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you only know how to stream, then you only know you're just a one-trick pony.
Yeah, like when I was like I didn't know how to edit videos at all. When I wanted to upload a video, I was just like, I just know how to like turn on the stream and go on from there. And then once I I wanted to get to YouTube, I had to learn this whole thing of how to set up my YouTube account and like edit videos, and what's the process of editing a video and uploading it and all that. Yeah, so that was nice, because like a lot of people, when they come to me, I don't think I'm like really good, like know that much about streaming in a sense. But after streaming for years, like I know how to I know how to get things going. So a lot of people come to me like, "Yo, Tim, how do you set up stream? How do you set up these alerts, these events? Maybe like set up a Discord, and how to like connect your Discord to your stream and all that stuff." So
Well, yeah, I think the knowledge that you have is more than the average person, which is why they come to you, right? Even myself, I'm still super noob at like running a stream. I miss my chats all the time, but you seem to, anytime someone types in a message into your chat, you're almost immediately able to read it out and you can see it. Even if you're gaming, you're able to react quick, right? And that's something that is, that is like trained on. You're something you've practiced. And besides that, there's also all the technical stuff, setting up a stream. How do you make the stream look the way your stream looks? Because from my perspective, when I look at your stream, it does look like someone who has got it put together, right? You have all the necessary information on the stream itself. Then there's you, and you know what I mean. I think there's a science to it, but there's also like a creative point to it as well, because you don't want to obstruct the game that you're playing, but you also want them to include your part in it as well, because that's why they're coming to watch. If they just wanted to watch anybody game, you know what I mean, then they would look for that. But they come to your channel because they see you gaming.
Yeah.
But yes, we're out. That was a tangent. But where I was going with that was, people do come to you because, you do know more than most people, I think, especially with all the hours that you spent learning how to set these up yourself. And yeah, I guess with streaming, do you think, I think personally that it's still just in the beginning. There's still a lot more room for it to grow, with more of the world getting internet access and more people looking for content to watch nowadays. And I read actually like a Google Trends article where what kind of content people are looking for when they're going to YouTube or Twitch, and most of the stuff that they're talking about is like they want things from 3 categories, right? They want either information, either something to, like a product review or a demo or something that they're looking for to buy something, so they want information on it, right? Or they want to gather info on whatever the other reason, right? And then the other thing is like to refuel, right? They're looking for something to keep them going, to reset, to take their mind off of something, to escape, or just to, keep them positive. That's there's that. So that's the second one. So there's information, refueling, and then there's new or fresh. And that's like, people who are trying to look for unique content, or people who are trying to teach themselves something new, or a new skill. And these 3 categories are what is, I think, dominating, every platform, whether it be TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, even LinkedIn, and if you're able to provide something in each category, or one thing in each category, or maybe be a triple threat and do all 3, like, I think that's what's going to keep people coming back. And that's going to be what people care about when they come on to watch. I mean, this article, I'll link it in my podcast notes, but this article is literally just describes it all, especially during COVID time. And I'm sure people are going to be looking for this content even after COVID. But I want to get into, what else, because you've put in, what else about your stream? Because you put in a lot of work setting up your stream to look this way, because your stream didn't always look this way.
Yeah, I think, especially also like when I'm going back, like how I got serious is like I started like upgrading stuff that, you usually don't think about in a stream, from like my microphone. Then I got like, better lighting from Seb. I got like a cleaner layout and stuff. That doesn't really like, that's not the main thing about the stream, but it definitely adds quality to the stream.
Yes, but what about all the stuff you have back there? You have all of the Power Rangers, the Coke bottles, like all those things, the belts. They they show off who you are, and that's what I wanted to talk about, because those things were there long before the lights or the microphones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people tell me, yo, Tim, because I have a messy room, like the side you don't see, and people always tell me, get a green screen so you can just hide all the mess. And I'm like, I could, but I don't really want to. And the more I have these up there, the more I realize is what it's like attracts some people, and what brings people to the chat, because if you have a person standing in front of a camera and there's like nothing going on in the background, it's kind of boring. But once you like have a little something in your background that shows a little your personality and what's been there, people are more interested. They can see your likes, maybe, because you can't really show your like what your interests are on stream like 100% of the time. Maybe if you have like your like info written down in like the like info boxes below your stream, but if someone like doesn't read that and just hop on your stream, like, oh, this guy looks like he likes Power Rangers and like figures and like other stuff in the back, and it really like brightens up. It gives like the stream a little more liveliness,
some color to the personality.
Yeah.
So
and I like showing it off anyway too.
Yeah. So what do you have back there anyway?
I like a lot of like Japanese Tokatsu stuff. So it's like I got Power Rangers, Kamen Riders, like Kamen Rider belts, figures, Ultraman, like Gundams
Hmm.
from Japan. I got enough. I got a lot of Fortnite stuff in the back because I love like playing Fortnite. We got figures up there are like from like when the figures I used to, like toys I used to play with, and I just thought about throwing up that up there. And also
Nice.
like Coke, so I have these Coke bottles with my name on it.
Nice. So yeah, because I mean, I think your whole entire setup now looks very, very. I guess professional would be the word, but not necessarily would fit the right context. But it does. It looks like you've got the whole setup, and it
Yeah,
looks
I
really
also
good.
like showing this because I don't know, I feel proud owning it, and and I'm starting like a new hobby in like collecting figures and stuff. And I like it.
Yeah, it's a sizable collection so far, and it's gonna only get bigger. I'm sure you're probably gonna need to get like a case or something to put in the back.
Yeah, I need a case. It gets pretty dusty in this room.
Yeah. So, what is I guess your family and your what would you say your family and your peers think about you being a streamer? Do they know that you're a streamer?
Uh,
Do they
like
know what
I'm
it is?
starting. I think my friends know. You know, obviously, most of my friends know. But with if talking about like family, I don't think any of my family members know. And I've recently only started to tell like my parents what I do. Like I tried really hard explaining to my mom what I was doing last Saturday. Last Saturday I did like a charity stream, and so for 24 hours. So I kind of wanted like less interruptions in the basement, and I was explaining to my mom, and my mom didn't really fully get it.
Yeah.
You know, like she says like yeah I get it, but I don't think she really understands what I do. She kind of thinks I'm like gambling for what I do because like every 3 months I'll get like a paycheck from Twitch because since I'm affiliate, and my parents, since my bank account's connected to my mom's like, yo, what's this money from? You don't work. What the hell is this money from? I'm like, this is from Twitch. I game online. And so in her head she's like, gaming online and you get money? Are you gambling, son? So yeah, that happens. So she still thinks I'm like kind of like gambling online, but I think she's sort of getting it
Yeah.
because she
Even after
didn't
all this time.
interrupt me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how about your dad? Have you told your dad?
No, my dad's like, I haven't really told my dad because he doesn't really. He's like works all day, so he's not really around the house to see me do this, and he doesn't
I
really
see. I see.
interrupt, so I don't really got to tell him nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. But yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if our parents understand exactly what it means to be, content creators and to make stuff and put it out online
Mhm.
and to get money for it, right?
Yeah.
I personally think that it's going to be one of the most lucrative ways to, I guess, build a career is to do it online, right? It's to become a content creator versus overworking a traditional job. That's kind of what this whole podcast is about, is just me talking to people who are just making stuff, whether they're making big money, small money, no money. I just kind of want to know what people are doing, right? Because I do think that this is the future. Because on a technical standpoint, this is a whole nother topic in and of itself, but I think like most of the jobs are going to be gone one day, right? And all that's going to be left is to be entertained and to be educated, or to learn things and to do recreational things. That maybe that's like really utopic, and maybe that's never going to happen. But I do think that if we one day say lose all of our jobs, what are we going to do next? You know what I mean? That people are going to be doing like creative things or sharing things that that they've always wanted to do but couldn't do because of their job. And where I'm going with that is I think content creators is probably what everybody's going to be doing like 10 or 20 years from now. Everybody's going to be a content creator. Not everybody is now, but I think eventually that's probably where it's going to be going. So yeah, that's mostly yeah, and that's with that being said, I don't know where I'm going to take this question, but I guess I wanted to ask if, you know, if what would it take for you to go all in on Twitch? Like, you know what I mean? I know you
What
already
would it
stream like
take?
full time. Yes.
Yeah.
I know you already stream full time pretty much, but you know, there's always something else we can be doing in order to, I guess, to further increase our brand or you know our channel or you know make more money. Like we can
Yeah.
always do more, right? But we're never, but we haven't. I would, and I would put, you know, I would count you and me in this together as like there hasn't been anything that I would say signified. Like for me, I would say if I had like if I suddenly woke up with like 100,000 people as an audience that are counting on or that you know that are expecting me to make videos right for their views or for their time or you know maybe even one day for their money, right?
Mhm.
Like I would quit my job immediately and I would you know just do this full time, right? You know
Yeah.
you're already doing it full time, but you know there's other things that you can also be doing, but you aren't doing it yet because you haven't seen the return, like you haven't seen the value of you doing it. Like the only reason so far was that you know the one viewer that showed up and said, hey, when are you gonna be streaming next, you know, and that kind
Mhm.
of kickstarted your like, okay, maybe I should have a schedule thing, you
Yeah.
know. But like I would say like maybe the next step is you know what if you had like 10 people showing up on average every day, and then you kind of like you'd like want to ask them you know what games do you want to see me play next, or what do you want
Yeah.
to see me doing next. Like that would be you know I guess what I would assume for you know to push you up the next level, to take it even the next step further and go serious. Like what would that's but that's my question though. What would you need to see in order for you to keep going or take it somewhere else?
Um, it would have to be like, if I got like sponsored or something. I think money is like an easy way to promote, like motivate me. But if like I got like for me to fully take this serious, I think if like for a full month I just kept getting like more follows, like new people to sub, and like constant like traffic through it, and it's not just like my friends showing up. If I got like new people constantly showing up, following and stuff, and there was like like a good growth on my channel, then maybe I would take it full time. And like take it a full time, I mean um like going out of my way and making YouTube channels, making a TikTok, like Twitter, and like promoting my stuff, going into like hosting other people and being like really active online, like going into other people's discords and like trying to make myself known. If there's like an advertisement or promote yourself channel in like other streamer discord, I would
Mm-hmm.
just slap it on there.
Yeah.
Like tell my friends. I would post, like I'm still not comfortable posting my link, like my stream on my Facebook, because it's just I just like say a lot of stuff, that's not so great. And that, like, yeah, just trying to like throw myself out there in Facebook, telling my like friends and family from whoever I know to check out the stream.
Yeah. I think part of it, you know, the fear of doing that is also cancel culture, right? Like
Oh yeah.
we're afraid of being canceled. Um,
Hmm.
Maybe we shouldn't be, because it's really not that big a deal, because we already know, you know, the people who are close to us aren't, they know who we are, and they know that they're not going to cancel us, you know, without like actually asking us first, like, or asking us
Yeah.
what it's about. So if you have that kind of a support group, you know, maybe we shouldn't be worried and we should go all in. But
Hmm.
but yes, I do think that you know a lot of those things that you just mentioned, you can actually probably do on your own already. You know what I mean? Making TikToks and making YouTube videos to promote, you can
Yeah.
do on your own. But going into other people's channels or other people's discords to promote, or to you know, or to even reciprocate and you know hang out with them, that requires you
Yeah.
to be you know to have good relationships with other people.
Yeah.
You know,
But I was
and
saying like
yeah,
that like if I saw growth, that would push me
to do it.
into taking it more seriously. Yeah, because then I have like an end goal now. Like, oh, I see growth. Let me try to like go to the next step and try to become a partner. In order to become partner, I need to get more traffic. So in order to do that, I gotta like put myself out there more. Get more views coming, more
Right.
more more subs to
So I
get
kind
the
of see
money
it the other
flowing.
way around. I see it as if you did those things, then you get more growth from your channel,
Yeah,
right? If you put more YouTube videos out, more TikToks out, then that would, and all of them will link back to your Twitch channel.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Then you get more growth.
Mhm.
And then with that more growth, then you know that, okay, well, that worked. I put out a few TikToks here, a few YouTube videos there, and then now suddenly I'm up like one average viewer.
yeah.
That would be a sign.
Mhm.
But then you double the output, and then you say, okay, now I have 3. Okay, and I was like, okay, well, that was a 200% return. That makes, or like 300% return. That makes it worth it.
Yeah.
I think you just have to keep, kind of feeding the machine, so to speak, in order to get that feedback on whether or not what you're doing is working. That's something I actually realized recently with, the YouTube content that I'm making. But I'm still in the kind of early trial and error process, but I do think that it's kind of like the chicken or the egg, Tim. It's like, do I need to wait for my stream to grow? Then I should take it seriously? Or should I try to grow it myself before I decide to take it seriously?
I don't know. Like for me, I don't really have like a like a goal or like something I want to reach with my channel. That's why I don't. That's why I say like if I saw like something happen, then it would motivate me to push it further. But right now, it's just I'm just streaming to stream. It's just whatever happens for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, if it happens, it happens, great. But I think what I'm worried about is, if it happens and you weren't expecting for it to happen,
Mhm.
how would you handle it? Like, say you blew up and then suddenly now, like you get like, not subs, but let's say followers, right? You're suddenly at like, 100K followers now. And, so that's humongous. Yeah. And, now you have, and say even 10% of those people come to watch you on the weekly, right? So now you have like on average, maybe 500 to 1,000 people coming to watch your stream every day.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, at that point, it's just my job. I can make that a living if I
yes,
have
but that
four or
doesn't
five
happen
hundred.
overnight though. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like say, but in this scenario, we're pretending it does happen overnight, and then you have that many followers come. But if you're not expecting it, like, what are you gonna do? You just wake up, you check your phone, or you next time you
Yeah.
hop on stream, like, what is this? Is this real? Like,
Yeah.
like, what would you do next?
I mean, I think a little like 100K followers is a little outrageous. Like, I think
Okay,
more realistic
10K.
situation. That's too high.
1K.
It's like if I'm at 300, and if I get 200 overnight, like 200 followers overnight, and they're like real followers, it's to the point. It's like, actually, I don't know. It's just like what amount of followers does it stop being like a risk? I feel like if you get 100K, that's like, like I'm going in. There's no risk, like, taking.
Yeah,
Because like I know I'm gonna like become, like good enough so I can
success
get
is
partnered.
already guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah. So it's more like if it's like a 1K, it's like between the line of like, should I go full time with this or not?
Right.
If
What
it's
I'm
a
saying
1K
is like, okay,
followers.
yeah, even if it was 1K, 10K, or 100K, if you weren't ready, right, if you aren't already working on it seriously, you will not be prepared to handle 100K or even 1K, without, even 1K at that point, because now what do I do next? You know what I mean? I don't think people will come on and like and they just expect the same old. I would think there's like,
Yeah.
so there needs to be like a gradual level improvement, with with every year,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I'm saying. Because if you're already working on that stuff on the back end before you ever get big, you're already learning how to do the processes of, how to distribute, how to promote, how do you make better content. Like, then, the few 1,000 people that follow you, they'll be your true 1,000 fans, right?
Yeah.
And all the people that come after that, they don't know, they're not your day ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're only going to like you from when you were famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my point was, is if you're working on, all these other platforms and, take them a little more seriously, it might help to boost, kind of feed that cycle where you are able to grow. But if you don't do anything, and you're just waiting, you might not ever grow.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from, but it's just like not my mission to like make streaming like my career.
Yeah.
That's why. For me right now, it would be nice, but it's like I just don't see as my career, and I just need something for it to show me like I could make this my career. That's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see. Because right now for you realize that it's too risky for you to make it a career. But you need to, show you. I mean, the fact that you're making money already would have been, proof enough for me that, oh shit, like, I could make this a career.
It's just like, here's the thing, like a lot of friends watch me, and so all this money's coming from like my friends, kind of. Mm-hmm. Like I have like some, people who I would call Vera that like I'm not so close with, and they support me, but it's definitely not enough. So basically, like I get like what $100 every 3 months. That's like no way to support me. Maybe if it was like somewhat that number was like able to support me, like just individually, then maybe. But I don't see any like evidence of it actually doing anything.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see what you mean. Yeah. Even myself included, I've only made a few $100s so far. Yeah. And that's over the entire I would say a little more. I'd say it's closer to $1,000, but that's over like 4 years.
Yeah.
But for me, that's proof enough for me to see like, okay, there's potential here. If I can, put in this much effort so far, kind of doing this on and off over all the years and make this much money. What happens if I put everything in it? And then what would it be after that? That's what I'm curious to see. And that's what I'm curious to see with all the other combinations of content that's out there.
Oh, I don't know. It's just because I'm still in school, and I just kind of want to finish it. And so if this doesn't work, I would have a backup plan. So I don't want to like run into streaming, and then if it doesn't work, then I'm kind of stuck, and then I have to go back to school.
Yeah.
I'm just scared like it won't work.
You're keeping your bases covered.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just grinding away. You're kind of doing this on the off time that you're not going to school.
Yeah. And it's just more of like a relaxing thing. Like I'd say I've taken this streaming seriously, but it's also like something like that's like kind of personal. So it's just like I just start streaming whenever, and I don't know. I don't really show it a lot of people too.
Yeah. So it's also your hobby.
Yeah, it's my hobby. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wild. So then, yeah. When are you gonna finish school? Do you have like a graduation date, or just credits waiting on credits?
No graduation date yet.
Got it.
Maybe a year or two, and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe a year or two. Maybe if I get my associates, I'll find some okay job, and then maybe I'll see where like my stream is at that point. If my stream isn't going hot, then I'll just go back to studying and finishing my bachelor's.
Copy that. Well, so Yeah, we're running up close to time here, so there's about 5 minutes left, and I do want to, if you have, I want you to let the people know, Tim, where can they find you? What's your
Okay,
handle?
you can find me at twitch.tv, Timma_T, TIMMA_T. You can follow my TikTok at Timma Boxer or my YouTube channel. I don't know what my YouTube channel is called. But if you go to my Twitch, you can find my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
just want to
streaming
thank you,
every
Tim,
day.
for coming on and being the guest and letting me pick your brain on Twitch and what it's like to be a streamer, especially after 4 years. Jeez. All right. Talk to you later, Tim.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.